Young and Restless Update 24 is currently playing for you, the most recent entertainment news on television. Hi everyone, greetings from my channel. I hope your day was amazing. Please like and subscribe to the video before we begin. In Crimson Lights, Nick and Victoria discuss acquisitions. He thanks Victoria for stepping in to run things while he looked after Phyllis and Sharon. Victoria was happy to do it, but she has set aside a project for him to do now that he is ready to return. Her brother indicates that he is not considering returning to work immediately away. Instead, he's taking Sharon and the kids to Europe to see Noah. Victoria, frustrated, informs Nick that she believes he could benefit from a break. He claims that's what this would be. She refers to Sharon and all of her drama. He dislikes the tone of the conversation and tells her that Sharon did not seek the attention of 3 psychopaths in order to wreck her life. Victoria apologizes. She encourages him to enjoy Stonehenge and the River Thames with his family. He can tell she's still not happy with it, so his sister reminds him that he is mortal. She wishes Nick would return to a dull existence rather than being on call to rescue his problematic ex-partners. He sighed. Victoria reminds Nick that he is more than just a rock for Sharon and Phyllis. She also needs him. I just don't find myself tied to a railway track calling out for you to rescue me every other week, she tells me. Nick quips that it's like every other month. His sister reveals that she always wakes up scared for their family. It was difficult for her to have almost lost her father. Furthermore, even if no one else does, she notices Nick's constant risk-taking. He attempts to make a joke about it and promises her that his trip will be restorative and exciting. Victoria wonders if Nick is planning on a reunion with Sharon. He's disappointed she's jumped to this assumption. His sister wants him to be safe and happy and wonders if this healing trip will help him see that Sharon is his destiny. Nick knows that she and Cole are in the hearts and flowers stage. But just because love is in the air doesn't mean anything is happening with Sharon. It's just a trip, he repeats, insisting he's not planning to get back together with any of his exes. Victoria worries about him being lonely since he's not in a relationship. He denies being lonely. It's best for everyone that he's single right now. After they joke about what a burden it is for him to be a hero, she makes him promise that he will not get back with Phyllis. After he pays for his drink, he asks his sister to keep an eye on their father and takes off. Phyllis joins Sharon at society. They aren't sure if they should hug or shake hands. They do neither. Sharon admits that not snarking at each other is going to take some getting used to. Phyllis admits it used to be a rush, but assures her she has other people to hate on. Like Martin Laurent, Sharon says. They hope he rots in prison. Phyllis jokes they can send him some riddles. When she asks Sharon not to shrink her, Sharon admits that she's resigned to Phyllis being larger than life. The pair wonder why Traci asked them to meet there to talk, but assume it's related to Martin. Sharon claims she doesn't have time for this because she's focusing on self-care right now, and that means she needs to take off for London with Nick. Phyllis forces a wide smile and nods her head. Traci arrives, and Phyllis is worried that she would claim Martin is getting away with what he did. Traci explains that Chance has informed her that the case is solid. They toast to it, and she apologizes for bringing Martin to Genoa City. She is sick about the whole situation. Sharon reassures her that she has no culpability for his misdeeds. Phyllis believes Traci was a victim, but she needs to question. When did you realize it was Martin who survived? Traci is taken aback, wondering why. That matters. Sharon wonders if Phyllis is looking for someone else to blame. She and Phyllis argue over it until Traci says that she searched her head for any hints or signs that she had missed but found. Sociopath, adds Sharon, explaining that people like him survive by telling lies. He duped a lot of people. Traci, a writer, spends a lot of time thinking about people's motivations, but she says she fell for all of Martin's falsehoods. She has to figure out how to live with that. Traci appreciates Sharon and Phyllis's understanding and kindness. She wants Phyllis to discuss how difficult this is for her. Phyllis admits it is difficult to process because she had no idea who Martin was when Sharon was connected to him. Sharon has to admit that at least he made her realize that she's not responsible for Heather's death. Phyllis believes it makes sense because he appeared to want to mend their decades-long enmity. Sharon believes Martin was determined to prove he was a better therapist than his brother. It appears Martin didn't want to help everyone. He was all about himself, explains Phyllis. She admits that she hoped putting a face to the voice would make her feel better. But it did not. Sharon is sure Traci is devastated and needs someone to talk to. Traci would normally have had Alain, but her old friend Amy has returned to town, so she has contacted her, and they will be meeting for dinner later. Sighing, she wonders how she could have been so mistaken to place her complete trust in that man. Was she so thirsty for love that she didn't realize the man she devoted her heart to was a monster? Sharon and Phyllis advise her not to go there. Assure her that nobody deserves what the chronic narcissistic bastard did to her. Traci laughs and wipes away a tear. Sharon understands her heart is broken, but she tells her not to cut herself off from love. She can only achieve this if she first loves herself. Phyllis reiterates that she does not blame Traci for any of this. Sharon warns Traci that Martin stole her entire idea of a future. Phyllis waves her hands and tells them they cannot give Martin any more power. Traci is determined to move forward with her life. They join hands across the table and declare, "We got this." After Traci leaves, Phyllis praises Sharon for preventing her from pouring all of her anxiety on the abbot. Sharon assures her that she feels many of the same emotions. The redhead admits that caring for each other's feelings will take some getting accustomed to. Sharon needs to be going, and Phyllis quips that she should join her in London. That prompts an uneasy laugh. Phyllis reminds Sharon that she has a lot of work to accomplish, and that her children and Billy are available if she needs them. She urges Sharon to enjoy London, and they exchange awkward hugs. Sharon tells Phyllis to stay safe and leaves. Diane tells Jack that she feels like an outsider. Jack and Diane stroll into the athletic club's lobby. She still can't believe they had a sociopath living under their house and never realized it. He believes they all wanted to think positively for Traci's sake. As they wait for a table, they discuss how devastated his young sister is. Jack says she'll need everyone to come together to aid her. Diane is willing if the family believes it is suitable. She does not want to overstep. Jack feels she was hurt because he did not notify her about the Alan/Martin situation earlier, and explains he only told Ashley because she has history with that psychopath and he was worried she would be targeted again. Diane is still hurt that he said nothing to her. He clarifies that Traci asked him not to, and he imagined that keeping his wife ignorant was a way of protecting her. Diane's unconvinced. Jack insists they couldn't risk anyone exposing their suspicions until they were certain. She may have agreed to keep the secret, but could she have done so when seeing Alan face to face? His wife still doubts that failing to put her on alert was the best plan, but she doesn't want to make a big deal about this because it makes her sound selfish. Jack tells her she should call them out if he makes a mistake and recaps that they are in a good place since they healed the rift with Kyle. Jack remains concerned that she's still feeling shut out by his family. She muses on the irony that she's been entrusted with every little detail of the Abbott home's interior, but still feels like she's on the outside looking in.